Hello and welcome. Let's talk about crushes that we had in the 80s. Those special stars whose poster got put up on the bedroom wall, whose picture you plastered all over your school books and locker. Maybe some of us wrote fictional stories about how we'd run into our crush, and despite having their pick of movie stars, they'd ask you out for dinner, and you'd get along, and you'd laugh and laugh, and okay, getting off track. There are so many to choose from, and this is just a selection of crush-worthy 80s stars, but let's jump in. John Stamos. John Stamos started his acting career in the daytime soap opera General Hospital in 1982 as Blackie March, but most of us 80s kids will know him as Jesse from Full House. John would have been 24 when Full House started in 1987, and the show ran until 1995. He has appeared in many TV shows over the years, is still very good looking at the age of 60, and he starred in the 2021 TV series Big Shot and has recently done voice work in animated shows including Spidey and His Amazing Friends and Mickey Mouse Funhouse. Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates starred in the 1982 film Fast Times at Ridgemont High with a memorable bikini scene, and she also starred in the 1984 Gremlins and 1990 Gremlins 2. But my favourite was the 1991 movie Drop Dead Fred. She is married to one of my favourite actors, Kevin Kline. She gave up acting in the mid-90s to concentrate on her family, and she now runs a boutique in New York. Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe was a popular crush in the 80s, most notably starring in The Outsiders in 1983 and St Elmo's Fire in 1985. In 1988, he was caught up in one of the first sex tape scandals, and he withdrew from public life. He returned to television in The West Wing in 1999 and has gone on to appear in quite a few television shows, most recently starring in 911 Lone Star. Elizabeth Shue. In the 80s, Elizabeth Shue was in The Karate Kid, Adventures in Babysitting, Cocktail, Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3 in 1990. She has worked consistently through her career and most recently was in the 2022 TV series Super Pumped and in an episode of the 2022 Gen V. She still looks great today at 60. Judd Nelson. One of the stars of The Breakfast Club and St Elmo's Fire, Judd Nelson quickly became a popular bad boy crush. But he did this movie called From the Hip in 1987, and I remember that being one of my favourites. Judd has also worked consistently, but never reached the fame that he had in the 80s. He was 25 when he filmed The Breakfast Club and is now 64. Ali Sheedy. Ali Sheedy, another star of The Breakfast Club. She was also in St Elmo's Fire and War Games. Over the years, she's had quite a few television roles, and she played Carol in the 2022 drama Single Drunk Female. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp had small parts in the 1984 Nightmare on Elm Street and the 1986 movie Platoon, before starring as Officer Tom Hansen in the TV show 21 Jump Street in 1987, at the age of 24. The show was about undercover cops posing as teenagers in high schools and was one of my favourites. It was often on after my bedtime, but my older brother was watching it, so I would sneak out of my room and watch it from the door of the living room. 21 Jump Street made Johnny Depp a teen idol, a title that he didn't particularly like, and as most of us know, he went on to be one of the most sought-after actors of the 90s and is still acting today at the age of 60. He is known for playing some weirder roles and eccentric characters. Elle Macpherson. Australian-born model Elle Macpherson was one of the most popular models in the 80s, As well as modelling and magazine covers, in 1982 she was in a commercial for Tab, and in the later 80s appeared in advertising for Diet Coke. Elle would have been 22 when she first graced the cover of Sports Illustrated in 1986. She would have just turned 60 in March this year. Over the years, she has had a few acting roles, been a TV show host, and has her own fashion label and beauty products. Eddie Murphy. Actor and comedian Eddie Murphy was a regular on Saturday Night Live from 1980 to 84. And he was awesome in Beverly Hills Cop, which I recently rewatched, and I've got to say, it's still good. He has had several hit movies throughout the years, but most kids will recognise him as the voice of Donkey in the Shrek movies. He's 62 and he just released a movie last year, a Christmas movie called Candy Cane Lane. Jami Gertz. Jami was in a heap of movies in the 80s, but probably most notable was her role in The Lost Boys in 1987 at the age of 22. She has worked fairly consistently with reoccurring roles in ER, Ally McBeal, Entourage, and starring in the science fiction TV series The Neighbours from 2012 to 2014. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox won our hearts as Alex P. Keating in Family Ties, and then he seemed to be in everything in the 80s and 90s. There was Back to the Future, 1, 2 and 3. He was Teen Wolf, The Secret of My Success, and my favourite, Doc Hollywood in 1991. He voiced Stuart Little, and he was in the popular TV sitcom Spin City until his Parkinson's disease made it difficult to work the hours that was needed for the show. However, he did still keep working, doing guest spots on different television shows until he announced his retirement in 2020 due to issues speaking. He wrote and stars in the 2023 movie called Still, Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, which I highly, highly recommend. Michelle Pfeiffer, one of my favourite actresses. In the 80s, we saw Michelle Pfeiffer take the lead role in the movie Grease 2, take our breath away in Lady Hawk, and entertain us in movies like The Witches of Eastwick, 1988 Dangerous Liaisons, and she went on to be the best Catwoman in the 1992 movie Batman Returns. Who wouldn't have a crush on Michelle Pfeiffer? And she's still as awesome as she always was, recently appearing in the 2023 movie Ant-Man and the Wasp. And a special shout out to my favourite movies of hers from the 90s, which was Dangerous Minds and One Fine Day. And finally, a special shout out to Christopher Reeves, who played Superman throughout the 80s and definitely got a spot on the bedroom wall, and Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, who I'm sure also graced many bedroom walls in the 80s, possibly in her gold bikini. Thanks so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments who your crush from the 80s was. I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos.